I'm a pretty normal person who has perhaps done some unusual things. So I'm a very normal, middle-aged, 53-year-old woman who lives in a nice house in Hastings with my lovely husband and my cat. So, for the first time in my life, and the only time in my life this year, I did a bodybuilding fitness competition, which I wouldn't recommend it to everybody, but it was just like a really challenge. It was a wonderful experience. It was something that I wanted to do. So, but I think the main thing is people think, oh, I can't do what Lisa does because she is this, she's done bodybuilding. And it's like, oh, I didn't just do that. I'm actually pretty regular. I'm pretty normal. It is really easy for people just to think, oh, well, you could just do it. You just do this, you just do that. And it's like, no, I have to plan my workouts into my schedule. I have to find the time where I get to the gym. I have to, a lot of the time, make conscious decisions about the type of food that I eat because I would put the weight back on. I would get very heavy again very quickly, very easily. I was fat, and I use that term, or I had fat, or some people don't like it, but simply put, I really was. And, I had a very stressful job. I worked full time, and I lost a lot of weight, put it back on, yo-yoed again, and then I reached out for help. And I think it was about realizing that I had my head in the sand, and it was really embarrassing because I should know better. I do know better. I understand a lot more about health, exercise, nutrition than a lot of other people. And I think the greatest thing I would say is I have that understanding. So some of my clients, they just tell me, you just get it. Not only do I get their job and what they do, I get their lifestyle. My program it's very much focused on an individual person. It's not a buy it off the internet for $10.99. It's very much geared to that individual person and, more importantly, their lifestyle, because we all lead different lifestyles. We all have busy lifestyle. And I think the real importance about it is focusing on what that person's lifestyle is and making a sustainable program that they can do within the boundary that they have of their day-to-day life. I work with integrity and honesty. It's really important to me. I'm not going to bullshit you and go, yeah, you can lose 100 pounds in a week. It's not truthful. It's not honest. Because of my own experiences and because of some of the earlier work I did, I made a very conscious decision about the type of person that I feel I can help the most. And that is interim managers, women interim managers, particularly those people that work on programs. So program managers, project managers, business analysts, change managers, change consultants, because I understand about projects and programs, but I also understand the struggles if you're an interim. Quite often you're staying away from home, living half the week out of a suitcase. It might not be easy to cook the type of meals that you want because you're in a hotel. And I think as women interim managers, there is, I felt with me, there is sometimes even more pressure to prove yourself and succeed quickly. That might make me sound a bit like a raging kind of like left-winger. But actually, I think the point of this is to try and go, actually, I am going to focus on women. I want to do a good job. I'm very driven to help people because I know the difference that my program can make. That's not just because I've been through my program and I know my program and I understand it. It's what people tell me. They tell me that it makes a difference to them. I don't think there is anybody else out there who could say, I was an interim manager and trained fitness professional, health and fitness professional, and I understand you. I'd hazard a guess that I'm probably the only person out there that could say that. A lot of people think they don't have the time or the energy to focus on their health, and that is not, and that's a real problem. It's not a perceived problem. I was working sort of 10-hour days, 12-hour days, traveling back and forth. It's a real problem. I think that when you become healthier, you can become more energized and productive. I know that I started to see my productivity levels increase as my energy increased, as I lost weight, as I became more active, as I started to make healthier choices with my nutrition. I felt totally, I could literally feel a difference. So, it does add back value into your lifestyle, giving you that more energy and productivity. The most important thing that people often think they don't have time. They don't know how to create the time, which is something that I look at when I'm working with interims. We look at where we can create time for them. They believe that it will be very, very restrictive. They also might believe that, they've got to join a gym or they've got to get to a gym. There are all different things that people think that then get in their way of being successful. And I think, as I say, that's just not the case. There's never a right time. So when I started, it was just before quite an emotional period of time for me. It was just before the anniversary of my mum's passing. And it was like it was affecting me, and I knew it was affecting how I felt. And I almost thought, I won't, it's not a good time, I won't start now. But again, that's that diet mentality, because there's never a good time. There's always going to be vacation, holiday, birthday, Christmas, Easter, weekend away, night out. Those things are always going to be there. So I actually, if somebody says to me, I'm going away, I say, that's great. That's really great. Because then we look at strategies that they can use, that they can implement. And quite often my clients that have those things going through the program get better results and get better traction and more sustainability, because they learn about those pinch points. They understand what they can do to cope with those pinch points. And a lot of people tell me that that is more important. I can lose weight, but I can't keep it off. I need to make it sustainable. And people feel that they've damaged their metabolism, it's too late, they might be too old, but that's just not the case. It's never too late, you're never too old. And because this isn't a diet, because my program isn't a diet, it's very hard to fail. My success rates are very high, probably in the 90%-ish. But people say to me, it's actually much, much easier than I thought. Or simpler. They say it's much simpler than I thought. It's not always easy, because there will always be challenges in life. But they say, one of my lovely clients just said, I kept expecting it to get harder and it didn't. And she reached her goal weight. She'd tried lots of different things. She'd plateaued, So there's always hope. There's always hope. Don't give up hope. Don't think, I can't do this. And I so passionately believe about that and getting results for people. It's so, so important to me. And I think, again, that's because of my own experience, having been on that diet merry-go-round for so many years. I just didn't know that I could believe that there was a different answer. I didn't know if I trusted myself that there was a different answer. And I think a lot of people, they say to me, I'm just not sure, can I do this? And I say, if you can commit to making 2 to 3 small changes every week, you can do this and you will lose weight. So there's always hope. There's always hope. Don't give up hope. Don't think, I can't do this. don't think I can't start another diet, because you're not starting another diet on this program.